Guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins, and today I'm going to be talking about why professional sports bettors don't bet parlays. So first off, I'm going to say it. Parlays, teasers, they're a sucker's bet, okay? They're exciting because you can win big money, huge returns, and that gets people excited, you know? You can put down $5 and win a couple $100. Who wouldn't get excited about that? But I'm going to tell you guys that professionals don't bet parlays, okay? Very, very rarely you might have a professional that bets a two-team parlay, but for the most part, you'll never see a professional betting a parlay. Any of those tout services out there that say they got three-team parlays, you should run from them in general, but definitely run if they're touting parlays, guys, because pros do not bet parlays. I'm going to tell you guys why. So, to understand this, first we're going to talk about when you go to Vegas, the best and the worst bets in Vegas, okay? So, the best bets in Vegas. So, you walk into a casino and you want to play, what are the best bets? The best bets in Vegas, starting with blackjack. If you play a perfect strategy blackjack with a favorable table, you're looking at about 0.2 to 0.5% house edge. So, it's basically, we'll call it a 0.5% house edge. So, every $100 you bet, the house is going to win about 50 cents. Okay? From there, we go on to Baccarat. So Baccarat, you're looking at basically about a 1.2 to 1.3% house edge, depending what you're betting. So every $100 you bet, you'd expect to lose about $1.20 to $1.30. From there, craps. If you're playing craps and you're betting like full odds, I know a lot of people don't understand craps, but if you're playing it properly, you're going to be again looking at about a 1.5% house edge. So those are pretty good bets all in all. Makes your money last a long time. Now let's talk about what you want to stay away from in the casino, the worst bets out there. So number one, on the craps table, betting any seven. Betting for any seven on any individual roll to come. You're looking at a 16% house edge. So on every $100, you're going to expect to lose $16 on that. American roulette. So American roulette, difference between European and American roulette is European roulette has 1 0 and American roulette has 2 zeros. So the house edge is basically double. So on American roulette, the house edge is 5.26%. So again, might not sound like a huge amount, but believe me, when you're betting a lot of rolls and a lot of spins on roulette, that's a huge house edge. So you're going to be losing about just over $5 for every $100 you bet. The big wheel. That's that big six or big wheel when you walk into a casino and it's right there at the front. It's a huge wheel they spin and you can bet on. They normally have like, a dollar bill and a $5 bill and a $20 bill. And it pays the corresponding odds. The $1 bill pays 1 to 1. The $5 bill pays 5 to 1. And right up where there's a joker, and the joker will normally pay 50 to 1. So if you were to bet on the $1, you're looking at about 11% house edge. So you're going to lose $11 for every 100 that you bet. Pretty terrible odds. If you want to go for the long shot, you're going to bet on the joker. You're going to pay 24% house edge. Might as well flush your money goodbye. Again, typically in a casino, guys, just so you know, the larger the odds, the bigger the house edge. And that's just playing on basic human anatomy that, people want to win big. So they're willing to risk a higher house edge to win, to make a big win. That's same with slot machines. Slot machines, depending what you're playing, you're looking at anywhere, depending, again, geographically, you're looking anywhere from an 8 to 12% house edge. I say geographically because if you're playing slot machines on the Strip in Las Vegas, you're going to pay a much higher house edge than you would if you play in downtown, Old Las Vegas, on Fremont Street. And the simple reason is that on Fremont Street, they want to attract people to come play there. So they're going to maybe have a 5 or 6% house edge on their slot machines. Where on the Strip, they're going to have a much higher house edge because they know people stay on this Strip. They don't want to go downtown to play necessarily. So you'd be looking at, again, a 12, 11% house edge. Some place you can find 8% house edge. The information is available online. It's not available for which slot machines pay which. It's just for overall. So I had a good friend of mine worked in the casino industry, and he told me that the big, bright games pay $25,000. for a jackpot, and they have all the bonus games. Those are the ones with the highest house edge because they attract people to play. The old-looking single reel slot machines where you just line it up on one line, those have the lowest house edge. So, again, just keep that in mind, guys. Slot machines, again, not a great bet. That's not what we're talking about today. Keno, that's another one. Keno, you sit down, you want to have a bite to eat, and there's a Keno game going, you're going to pay a 25% house edge. So, and it can actually be even more. But you're going to lose $25 for every $100 you bet. But that's still not the worst bet in Vegas. Okay? Now we're going to get to the absolute worst bet in Vegas. And that is parlays in sports betting. Okay? So, the issue with parlays in sports betting is every time you multiply the odds, so you're getting these bigger payouts, the more games you multiply, you're also multiplying the house edge. So I'm going to use a 5-team parlay, for example. So when you put a 5-team parlay, if you're basically even money bets and you're parlaying 5 different teams. So you need all 5 teams to win in order to get paid out. If 4 teams win and 1 loses, you lose the bet. So with a 5-team parlay, the house edge is 35%. So you're going to be losing $35 for every $100 you bet on average on those parlays. So why do people play parlays? Very simple. People play parlays because they want the big win. A lot of times you see guys, they're stuck, so they parlay, they're chasing, they want that big payout. It's the absolute worst strategy you can take when you're doing that. So, guys, if you look at, again, I'm just going to give you an example, okay? So let's say you're a good handicapper, and you have a 7-day period where all 7 days you go 2-1. So 2 wins, 1 loss, all 7 days. At the end of that 7 days, you would have been hitting 66.6%. You'd have a record of 14-7, and you'd be doing very well. I mean, if you're hitting 66%, you're pretty happy with yourself. If you did that and you parlayed those on every one of those days at 2-1, you would have lost every single day. So, again, guys, stay away from parlays, okay? There is a strategy if you absolutely feel like you have to parlay. I don't know why you don't. But if you have to parlay, a strategy to actually get better house edge is not to do a parlay, but actually take the winnings off each game and continue to bet with those winnings. So I'll give you an example. If you bet a game and it's minus 110, you're laying 110 to win 100, so you win the 100, you get that back. Now you're going to go and bet 200. If you do that 5 times, you actually lower your house edge down from 35% down to 21%. So 21% house edge means you're going to be losing $21 for every $100 you bet, which is terrible. Okay? Again, might as well go play craps or blackjack and, give up on sports betting. Because if you want to play parlays, there's no reason to be sports betting, guys. The object of the game is to win money on a long, gradual term, and you don't need to try and hit, a $10,000 parlay, guys. The money will come, and the money comes through bankroll management, through picking winners, and over time you can increase your bet sizes. I talked about this in previous videos about how you get to basically a milestone. So if your bankroll is at $10,000 and you're winning consistently, and you get to $15,000. Now you reevaluate your bet size, your unit size, I should say. So now your unit size goes up. So every time you win a bet, you're winning a little bit more because your unit size went up. So when you're betting on $10,000, if you have a $10,000 account and your normal bet size is $150, when you get to $15,000 in your bank account, now you can bet $225. So when you're winning, instead of winning $150, you're going to win $225, guys. So at the end of the day, parlays can be exciting. There's a reason they offer it. They offer it because they know people are going to bet it. They prop it up. You see a lot of promos. I mean, some online sports books actually offer, they advertise they're offering better odds on parlays, and that's just to suck people in. I mean, they want people who are betting parlays. They want people who are betting teasers. Teaser's a whole other animal, but again, a teaser's a sucker bet, guys. Like, if a guy walked into a casino and he wanted to bet $50,000 a game on sports. It'd be very difficult to do in this day and age. Casinos are a lot smarter now than they used to be. They're careful how and what they take in terms of action because they're worried about sharp bettors now. It's not like 15 years ago when you could walk in with $50,000 or $100,000 and put it on a game. You can't do that anymore. But I know this for a fact that people have gone into sports books and they start betting $10,000 a game, and they asked to do parlays and teasers, and they put $2,000 or $3,000 worth of parlays and teasers. And this is actually just to fool the book, because the sports book know that people that bet teasers and the people that bet parlays are suckers. So they actually trick the books into making them think that they're suckers, even though they're actually sharp bettors. And then a couple weeks, the books all of a sudden say, yeah, you know what, we'll take $50,000 of your action. And then they stop betting parlays and they get serious and they start putting down some serious money on some good games. It's all part of the smoke and mirrors and the just how these guys trick the casinos into playing big money. But guys, nobody who's a professional sports handicapper plays parlays. Bottom line, okay? So I mean, if you see these guys advertising, we're hitting all these parlays, we're doing that. They're not professionals. They're scam handicappers. Ignore their asses. And that's it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe. We're coming out with a lot more content. As always, guys, I hope you have a lucky day. Take care. Bye-bye.